Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, if you're watching this, then it means you made it to this pre-launch event on 5th of December 2025. And first of all, let me start by saying thank you very much for honoring this invite just to come and celebrate with us the milestone that you've had. My name is Ken Muturi. I'm the founder, head of quant research, and chief investment officer at Henriot Investment Management, and now there's Henriot Capital. And today I wanted us to save some time because today is about celebration, getting an idea of what lies ahead. It's about bringing together friends, family, investors, and partners together, just celebrating this moment and having a good time. I wanted to save a lot of your time by just doing this because it might actually take very little time. 9 years ago, I started and I founded Henriot. At that time it was Henriot Asset Management. And today it has Henriot Capital, which is registered in Delaware. And then we have Henriot Investment Management, which is actually the research arm of Henriot Group. When I started it, I don't even know what the name means. So 9 years ago, I started Henriot Group. I didn't know that today we would be gathering as a fully fledged hedge fund. I started it as a research company. I remember back in those days, I used to analyze companies. That time I was more into the biotech space, and I used to analyze a lot of companies based on like the drugs that they're making, FDA approval and all that. But I didn't know that today would actually be seated here as a hedge fund manager. And it's been such a journey. It has had its up and downs. It has had its learnings, its lessons, its good times, its bad times. And I'm so proud. I am very, very proud of the journey that we have had so far. So 9 years ago, started Henriot, went on to finish undergraduate, went into Seychelles, worked for a hedge fund. And the majority of the knowledge that I had, because I was literally hands-on, majority of the knowledge that I had as of today, it's because of the life that I've had in Seychelles. I had the opportunity of working with some of the best minds, some of the smartest minds in the industry. And I think 2 years ago, I got tired of being comfortable in corporate, let me say. And that's why I decided I need to pick up Henriot from where it was and I need to make it a reality. So, of course, at that time, I had structured the whole thing. The only thing that I was missing was just the button. And that button, I pressed it 2 years ago. Today, I am very proud because we have grown from one investor, which was the company, to over 30. And it's a milestone. I feel very honored. I feel that the 30 that we have grown with are the most important people in this fund. I'll tell you why. So when we went to do the registration for the hedge fund, we registered as a 506B. That's a regulation in the US Securities Act. And what we did was we said, this is a private fund. So what we needed to do was we are allowed to take up to 99 accredited investors and 35 non-accredited. So let's take this slowly. Accredited means anyone that can invest $100,000, which is an equivalent of 13 million into the fund. Non-accredited means anyone who cannot do that and anyone who does not have the knowledge of the risks involved in investing in funds. So I said the best people who will help me build this fund are my friends. And I started with my friends. I went to my best friend. I went to some of my other very, very close friends. And they didn't even think twice. They were like, you know what? We are in. I mean, at the end of the day, it's an investment. If it goes well, we are in. If it goes badly, you're still in. And that is why I feel that as of now, during this launch, I should be seated here with the accredited, of course, because they have the financial muscle. But we are here mostly with the non-accredited because you guys, of course, when we come together, we become an accredited. We are launching in April 2026 because of you. And I can't thank you enough because you believed in me. I can't even say you believed in the fund, but you believed in what I could do. You believed in what I could tell you. You believed in the investment thesis behind what you can actually do. What do we actually do? We invest people's money into very highly profitable securities. The same way you go buy a piece of land, the same way you go buy real estate, the same way you can go buy a house. And that is exactly what we are doing. I'm refraining myself from saying SACCOs and money markets, because earlier in the day, someone was actually telling me, so in Kenya, people invest in SACCOs and money markets. And I was like, no, SACCOs and money markets are not investments. Those are savings. Those are products that are supposed to help you save, not invest. So the vision of the fund, it's very simple. We are long only. We are in for the long term. We are looking decades ahead. We want to see 10 years from now, where will we all be? And I can tell you where we'll all be. We will probably be maybe 1,000. And that's something I'm very confident about, because one of the guys asked me actually, how confident are you that this will work 5 to 10 years to come? Like, okay, we've already done 4 years of the fund privately, and it has been working for 4 years. So what makes you think that it will not work for the next 10 years? Because we have already set out a script of things that we need to do in order for us to succeed. I think most of the investors have already seen what we can actually do. And it's just a matter of now turning that energy into patience, into tenacity, into the ability to be positive and optimistic that we for sure will actually reach the goal. I always say that for every investor, we are all equal. No one is special than the other. For every investor that is in this fund, there's always a goal that we need to get you to a dollar millionaire status by 10 years to come. And today we have our parents, we have our sisters, we have our brothers, we have our friends. I was actually telling my mom that she's so lucky because she will actually get to enjoy the fruits of this fund. My parents will get to enjoy the fruits of the work that we're doing couple of years. They might actually not be investors today because, I mean, look at the risk profile. They should be enjoying their retirement. So you cannot actually ask them, please give me $10,000. I will invest for you in 10 years. No, they should be spending that $10,000 for their retirement. But if you actually look at the profile and some of the investors that we have, most of them are, the average age is 30. So 10 years from now, when they say life starts at 40, they exactly mean that life starts at 40. 10 years from now, I would want us to come back here and celebrate, thank God for the very good stuff that we would have done. And it's a good opportunity. So today I didn't want to take a lot of my time, but I just wanted to make sure that we understand why we are here. We're here because Q1, we're going to launch this thing. It will start being operation. We'll start getting auditable reports. We will start getting financial statements. And it's an opportunity for us to now say that, by the way, Hendriot is a fund. Hendriot is a hedge fund. We don't take everyone's money. There are times when you have had to say no. There are times when we have had to decline money from people, because as long as your interest and our interest do not align, then we might actually have to politely decline. But I just wanted you guys to have a feel of how the future will look like. Of course, we'll definitely be having and holding these summits, but just that this is the very first one. I wanted us to really feel this moment. This is the one night that I wanted you guys to remember. It's the one night that I wanted you guys, even 10 years from now, I want you to remember this night, because this is where it all started, legally, officially, like from the start. Today is that day when you will have to remember Hendriot for what it is. Yeah. Today is that day when the food, the handshakes, the laughter that you will have today, I always want you to have it at the back of your mind. Because once that launch happens and we keep doing what we're doing and you keep riding the same strategy that you've always been riding, then I can guarantee you in 10 years, we'll be having a very, very different conversation. And honestly speaking, I'll be a very proud fund manager. The whole operational infrastructure is now set. We have a fund administrator, we have a custodian, we have an auditor, a Big Four auditor, KPMG actually to be specific. We have a custodian whose the AUM, the assets under management, are larger than all the Kenyan banks combined. We have a fund admin that is actually working in conjunction with JP Morgan. JP Morgan actually sits in this building. The next building, I think GTC Towers, at the very top floor. That's where their office is. JP Morgan, the largest bank on earth with over 2 trillion in assets. I feel very humbled that you came, you honored the invitation, and you really wanted to celebrate with us. Today is not about pitching. I think I have pitched to most of you individually about this whole fund, and today is really not about pitching, but it's about to remind you why we're in this fund. It's about to tell you that keep pushing, keep believing, and it's gonna happen. One day, sometime, already you can see it from your reports, you can see it from your quarterly reports, you can see it from the steps that you're taking, that for sure, that compounding works. I don't have much to say, so yeah, enjoy the day, enjoy the evening, please enjoy the food, make friends, network, be happy, and I want you to never forget this night, because it's a night to remember. Always keep it at the back of your mind. Thank you.